Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Ring. So, with all the Barbie media circulating the internet these days, it has come to our attention that Barbie has released many years ago several movies that incorporate ballet scenes. And this obviously is a temptation too irresistible to pass up on. Being your favorite ballet nerds on the internet, we are going to watch them through with you guys and give our opinion on the portrayal of ballet in these movies. Now, Jordan and I have actually never watched these movies before.
Never.
So we don't have the very fond rose-tinted lens of nostalgia to view these movies from.
No.
So this is going to be a very stark, tell it as it is, first impression. Honestly, I don't really know what to expect.
They're supposed to actually use some pieces of ballet rep as well.
Yes, they were supposed to, have referenced actual ballet repertoire. Yeah. So we're very curious, very excited. So grab your blowtorch, grab your toaster oven. Let's get into the roast.
One thing we will not be roasting, however, is Ana Luisa, who is graciously partnering with us on today's video.
Instead, we are going to be flexing the incredibly shiny and very beautiful jewelry pieces that they sent us to wear today. I'm wearing Ina, and it is this absolutely stunning gold chain. It's very comfortable.
It's like drapes nice.
Yeah, it drapes really
drapes
beautiful.
well.
And also it is incredibly shiny.
So shiny.
It makes my little crow brain go absolutely ham.
This is the Bea necklace, and it has a tiny gold chain. This is my favorite kind of necklaces to wear, the ones with a really fine chain, because you don't even feel it. It's so lightweight, so comfortable. And then it has a tiny little pendant of malachite in the center. I loved how minimalistic this one is, and actually pretty much all the pieces that we got from Ana Luisa, very minimal, very simplistic.
Very versatile, you can layer them.
Yeah, because they are so simplistic. You can layer them and you can stack them without it being overwhelming. It enhances rather than overpowers your overall appearance, let's say that.
This might be a fun fact. We don't actually own a ton of jewelry, but when we do wear jewelry, we like to go with a very less is more kind of approach, very minimalistic, quality over quantity sort of approach to it.
That's very important to us.
Yeah, so Ana Luisa really fits that value exactly to the T because they have very high quality pieces, they're ethically sourced, sustainable brand, so then you know that all the pieces that you get from there are going to have little to no impact on the environment, and you know you can
still look great.
Still look absolutely beautiful, elevated, elegant, and know that you are doing a service to the planet. If you are interested in getting your own high quality, long lasting, incredibly shiny, beautiful, elegant, classy, amazing jewelry pieces, then there is a link in our description box, and please use the coupon code BalletRain20 and you'll get 20% off your entire order.
We want to say a big thank you to Ana Luisa for partnering with us on today's video. We love the jewelry that you sent us. We will be wearing these pieces a lot, and we love the brand so much, so thank you. Thank you. So that was a pretty good ad break. We hope that y'all have your toasters by now.
Blowtorches are optional.
If you're a beginner, lighters are okay.
Flamethrowers are ideal.
Yeah.
Okay, so the clip we're gonna be watching today is from the movie Barbie and the Pink Shoes. We've never watched this movie before again.
Yeah.
So actually I'm not really sure on what the entire storyline is. We are not the source for that.
No.
We are not the source to figure out the story of the movie or whatever. We are here for the ballet scenes and only the ballet scenes. But I think what happens, like the overall premise is like she has these magical pink shoes.
Right.
And it like takes her to these different ballets.
Okay.
And she does different dances from each ballet. I think. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, this is gonna be Odette's pas de deux.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Let's just get into it.
For a few minutes more, her name is Odette.
Wait, she's in pink tutu. It's Barbie.
It's Barbie.
Barbie is known to wear that quintessential pink,
Yeah.
pink color.
Honestly, as a child, I would have liked to see the original Swan tutu. Like, that's what I was obsessed with growing
No,
up.
I know. The white tutu
Yeah.
was my dream. Nah, to dilute it with pink is, I don't know.
I mean,
Because it's Barbie, we get it. It's fine.
Because it's Barbie. We won't hang on it.
No.
It's
Like-
not authentic, but it is Barbie.
For a few minutes more, her name is Odette.
Shall we dance?
Of course.
Okay.
Why is it so fast?
You do not mess with my man Tchaikovsky, all right?
They made it so fast.
It's so fast, and it seems
Like, I don't think-
brash.
Yeah.
Because if you watched our White Swan Parada commentary, linked
Yeah.
above and below, we talked about the music and the specific part of the music. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. It's a very quiet but very tense moment.
It's very tense.
The tension is building a lot with this specific part in the parada. It's
Absolutely.
that pulse of the corps de ballet coming around. It's
Waiting in breathless
Yeah,
anticipation
exactly.
of how Odette's gonna respond to
Siegfried,
to
yeah.
Siegfried and all of that.
It's a very reverent, very solemn point. And so the orchestra really has to convey that through the music. I'm not a music critiquer, but from my interpretation, that's sort of what it is. It's an incredibly delicate moment. And this sounds just a bit brash.
It sounds very
It sounds
harsh.
like dun 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 dun. It's not authentic, but it is Barbie.
Yeah, it just takes the reverence out of the equation, and
Yeah.
that's not quite sitting well with me, but it's okay, let's keep going. We've only listened in for the first 4 counts, so...
Animation-wise, how do you think they did?
Not bad. I would have liked to see her knees straight,
Yeah.
but I get maybe Barbie doesn't have that capability.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, same with like her shoulders. Her shoulders, okay, this is actually one of the most telltale signs is the shoulders. If you see a lot of like actors or like portrayals of ballet, the shoulders, if they're done incorrectly, the shoulders will be slightly
Yeah.
forward like this, like a normal person would stand.
Right.
But in ballet, they need to be here.
Yeah, everything needs to be
Set
very pulled back.
Way far back. And when the arms are in second position, you can't really see. But when the arms are in second position, the shoulders would never be here. You see, it's a slight difference. This is the ballet line. This is what we're seeing.
The other thing with that is that it collapses the sternum, and that is definitely a no-no. You
Yeah.
always want to pull up from here because otherwise there'll be a shadow here, and you don't want that. You need
Yeah.
to have the light hitting here. One thing I wanted to know though, is Barbie supposed to be animated to look more human, or is she supposed to look like the doll, but in a movie? So like, is she
Yeah.
supposed to be more mechanical? Because I feel like that
Yeah.
context would kind of
That would really
influence my opinion
Yeah.
on their technique. Because if she's plastic, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
impressive she can do anything.
Exactly.
This is the choreography, except way fast and a little bit late, but that's okay.
Yeah, they're a bit tardy. The music's a bit fast.
She's very tall for him though.
She is.
I would have paired her with someone a little bit taller, but.
Okay, now they're early. She came down with knees bent into that plie. Whoa!
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Hang on.
Again.
Look, knees bent. No. You have to come down, legs straight, and then you
You land
plie.
in your plie,
Yeah.
as if you were jumping by yourself.
She went in, came to plie, and then like
That
landed.
was not the most beautiful landing. Although there are jumps, like if you do the glissade like this one,
Yeah,
then
from
your
Giselle.
then your knees are bent coming down, and that's acceptable. It is a step, but just not this step.
Exactly, yeah. Also, she doesn't take her heels down.
She doesn't put her heels down. That's a recipe for tendonitis if I ever saw one.
Yeah, always dancers out there, please, I'm
Put
begging
your
you.
heels down.
Put your- no, literally,
It'll save your life.
It actually will save your life.
Yeah.
I feel like their musicality is slightly off.
The musicality's way off for
Like,
a lot of this.
throughout the entire thing. It was just weird. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand animation is hard. Pairing animation to music, even harder.
Yeah, but if you're going to do all the work of learning the repertoire,
Yeah.
like actually taking pieces of classical rep and trying to put it in your movie, go the extra mile to sync it up with the music the way the choreography intended. They're very
Did she
tardy on
spot?
her pirouettes. very, very tardy on the pirouettes.
Yeah.
It was just like whom, whum.
She spots a little, but like
didn't spot. That's not even a spot. I wouldn't consider that a spot. If my student was doing that, I would say spot.
Odette. Such a beautiful name. Where are you from?
I'm from, around.
Okay.
You don't talk to your partner during a pas de deux.
No.
In ballet, the most you will say is try to talk the other person through the piece.
Yeah.
But in a very practical way, quietly, and if it won't detract from the moment. If something was a little bit unusual, so like if a prop was left on stage and he's gonna be like, okay, let's go behind it and go around, or let's go in front of it and go around. Maybe, I don't know, if there's a slick spot on the floor, he'll be like whisper to you. If you're supposed to do maybe 4 pirouettes, he'll say, okay, just make it a double, and then you'll go and just do a double. You'll talk to each other and have that communication because that's so important.
Yeah.
But it's not like, so where are you from? This is acceptable if you went to like, a dance, like a regular dance. If you had like a ball situation.
Like ballroom dance.
Yeah, like ballroom dancing. It might be more acceptable to have a like conversation because dancing is like a social thing and it's meant to like, get to know people. But in ballet, it's not that. Ballet is not a social gathering. Ballet is a corporate work of art. So there's no foolish banter that goes on.
It's like not authentic, but it is Barbie.
Is this domestic silk or imported?
Also, her arms don't have
The
roundness.
The roundness
They're, like,
and the breath.
Legit straight.
It's very rigid, and like when she's walking around, it was like.
I mean, maybe it's Barbie, so. It's like not authentic, but it is Barbie. You don't mess with my man Tchaikovsky, okay? You don't do.
Absolutely no. Absolutely not.
Okay, I think we're almost done here.
I'm almost done.
Her arms have no control at this point.
No control.
It's a bit of a lack of attention to detail.
Yeah.
When she
oh
does
my
this,
gosh.
it was like here.
Yeah, it was like, it's as if she's marking, but like you're
Dancing,
not.
yeah.
It's not good. And he's lost because she's just going off on her own thing.
Wow! I've never seen anyone dance like this. It's like you're making up the steps as you go along.
Because she is! And she's not supposed to! When you're doing a ballet and you're in a pas de deux, you have to stick with the choreography because that's how you're gonna stay safe. If you start going off on your own and doing whatever you want to do, he's not gonna have a clue what you're doing, and then you could hurt yourself or him, or he can hurt himself or you can both get hurt. And that would be a disaster.
That's why he's just standing there like, I don't know what to do. Hey, here's the thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with improvising.
No.
Improvising is actually very incredibly important.
But there's a place for it. There's a time and a place for it. Like in an improvisation class.
Mm-hmm. You could even do partnered improv.
But as long as it's in the frame of partnered improv and
Yeah.
you set the expectation that you're going to go really slow,
figure
really
each other
easy,
out.
so that you stay safe because that's the most important thing.
Yeah. She just got him off guard. Like,
No, this is ridiculous.
It's like you're making up the steps as you go along.
It just flows right through me,
There is a time and a place for improvisation.
yeah, and it's important.
Even to classical music or take a spin off of classical ballet, none of that is wrong.
Yeah.
But if it's a classical ballet performance and you have a partner,
Yeah.
you better not be goofing off like this.
Okay, so now they're changing the music entirely.
I really wish I could like it because I know Barbie's an icon and she was really popular,
Yeah.
It is really popular
And
still.
also, this movie probably was the reason why a lot of people started ballet.
I agree, and I think if it could get people in the doors of a ballet studio, I think that the movie has done its job. but it also leaves something to be desired from, you know, the way media portrays ballet.
He's lifting her with his elbows out.
Yeah.
From what I know, when you lift your partner, you never want elbows out. This is where your strength comes from. If it's here, like, there's only so much you can do.
You want to conserve your energy as much as possible, so by keeping your arms in, keeping everything really compacted, and then you have a push point, rather than being out here, like,
trying to,
yeah. And that's what our teachers always said. And the girls get to learn too, in case they ever have to teach a pas de deux class. So that was very valuable information that we got to learn back in our pas de deux class days. Oh, I wish she had shaped her feet.
Yeah, the front foot here,
You can't see.
you can't see, but like when you're back like this, she's in not even straight, she's like this.
Yeah, you don't want that because that shortens your leg.
You want
line.
this line here.
Yeah.
There's
Also, why is he doing the dip with one hand on the bottom and one on the top?
He should be like this.
Or have arm this
or
way.
this way. Sandwich is not the way to do it.
You have to put one arm under, you wrap the other one around, and then
Yeah.
you go down together.
Yeah,
Or if they're super advanced and really strong and you're also good at holding yourself, girls, you can do one arm.
I know we've just met, but I want to invite you to a party tomorrow night at
That was a ride. One thing I do appreciate about the movie, especially because it's geared towards little girls, is to, you know, kind of urge them to find their creativity and find their own, I guess, find their passion for ballet and for dance and for the arts and really everything that Barbie stands for. And so I think that in itself is really very good because that's what gets them started. That's what gives them that love for dancing. That's really, really important. We want to foster that. But I'm sure we could have done it a little bit a different way by giving them the authentic beauty of ballet and showing them in its purest and most beautiful and wholesome way. And I think that could be really compelling for a young girl. I think it would have been even more compelling than showing this inauthentic material. I would hope in the future, maybe it's not Barbie, but maybe somebody else would show ballet in that way, in its purest and most beautiful state, and then it could inspire young girls to take that first class or buy that first pair of shoes. Maybe not bright hot pink, but but you get the idea.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you comment what you thought about this movie below. Kindly, gently,
respectfully.
And we would love to read what you think of this movie and what you think of portrayals of ballet in media in general. If you have any other ballet media that you would like us to review, send them our way, drop us a link. We will look into it. If it makes it into a video, then there you go.
If you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel already and you would love to become a part of the Ballet Nerd Club, then subscribe to our channel. We really love to have you here.
A big thank you to Ana Luisa for partnering with us on today's video and for sending us the beautiful jewelry. If you guys would like to get your own pieces, make sure to click the link in the description and use the coupon code BalletRain20 to get 20% off your order. And I think that is all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye!